Hey everyone, I'm Devin. I'm a certified life coach. And what that basically means is I get paid to ask people the difficult, uncomfortable questions. Questions like, but is that really what you want? Or, how's that working out for you? Or one of my favorites, why is this situation causing you to react this way? Today I want to talk to you about something that sounds like it belongs in a yoga studio or a TED Talk. Self-awareness. Now, before you tune out and start mentally scrolling through your to-do list, buy milk, answer that passive-aggressive email, make sure the kids are signed up for basketball, start being a better person on Monday. Just hang in with me. Because self-awareness might sound like a soft little topic, but it's actually hardcore. It's like emotional CrossFit. It's the secret sauce behind every confident leader, happy relationship, an adult who isn't constantly crashing into their own drama like a human Roomba. What is self-awareness, you might be asking? Well, let's define it first. Self-awareness is the ability to see yourself clearly and objectively. Your thoughts, emotions, habits, and how all of that hot mess shows itself in this world. The Bible encourages self-awareness, urging individuals to understand their strengths and weaknesses and how their impact is on others through those actions. This includes recognizing both personal flaws and potential for growth, ultimately leading to more authentic, God-centered life. The Bible constantly emphasizes the importance of self-examination, urging believers to assess their motives and actions. It encourages humility, recognizing that we are not self-sufficient, but need God's grace. Passages like Psalms 139, 23 through 24 say, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me, and know my anxious thoughts. See if there be any hurtful way in me, and lead me in the everlasting way." This illustrates the desire to understand oneself in the light of God's truth. It's like being the narrator of your own Netflix documentary. Here we see Deborah once again blaming everyone else for her stress while ignoring the fact she hasn't slept in 3 days and is living on espresso and vague resentment. Self-awareness says, hey, maybe the common denominator in all these situations is me. I know. Ouch. But yeah, you might be asking yourself, why is it so important? I'll tell you why. First reason, it stops you from living on autopilot. Have you ever driven somewhere and realized you don't remember the trip? Yeah, that's Tuesday for most people. But we do this with our lives too. Wake up, go to work, scroll, react, crash, repeat. When you are self-aware, you stop running old scripts and start choosing your responses. You go from, why does this keep happening to me, to, oh, I get it. I keep choosing that decision. The reason number 2, it saves your relationships. Because when you're self-aware, you realize things like, maybe you weren't just being honest. Perhaps you were being a jerk with good timing. Maybe your coworker isn't so negative. Perhaps you just hate feedback in general. Maybe your partner isn't too sensitive. Perhaps you're emotionally unavailable and calling it chill. See what I mean? Number 3, it's the starting point for literally any personal growth. You cannot improve something you don't even admit exists. If you think you're already perfect, first of all, congrats on being delusional. Secondly, there's nothing to build on. Self-awareness is different. It sets you on a path of either personal growth or Groundhog Day. Either way, you revolve it or you repeat it. Real talk. Self-awareness is not fill in the blank. Self-awareness is not obsessing over your flaws until you are in the middle of a shame spiral. Self-awareness is not watching yourself from above like you're playing Sims. Self-awareness is not becoming a monk who floats above human emotion. If you figure out how, let me know. It's also not a one and done thing. It's not like journaling once and suddenly being enlightened and glowing like a Himalayan salt lamp. Self-awareness is more like dental hygiene. You've got to brush your every day, floss every day, and sometimes you go to a professional and they say, there's a little more work we need to do here. There's a little buildup. So yeah, self-awareness requires work on all fronts. But again, it is not perfection. It gives us the ability for self-growth and evolution. How to actually become self-aware? That's what most people ask. Well, let me give you 5 tools that I found very helpful. I use with my clients these tools, and I've used them on myself as well. When I feel that shame spiral start or that self-pity want to creep in again. It's kind of like drinking a milkshake too fast and you feel that pain coming on. Yeah, we want to avoid that. We want to be more self-aware. So what do? First tool, there's a pause button. Before you react, pause. Take a deep breath or 2. That small moment of contemplation holds everything. Take a deep breath and ask, what am I feeling? What's this really about? Am I hangry or emotionally sunburned? Questions like that. Radical journaling, aka mental vomit on paper, that's another way to go about it. You don't need pretty handwriting. You don't need pastel highlighters. Just grab a notebook and write like no one will ever see it. Ask, what patterns am I noticing lately? What stories am I telling myself? What am I doing to help myself grow? What would I tell a friend in this situation? Spoiler alert, if you didn't already know, typically we treat our friends a lot better than we treat ourselves. So maybe extend some grace to yourself along the way. 3 is kind of hard, but it's ask for feedback. And here's the tricky part. Don't get defensive when you get it. Find someone honest but not cruel your best friend, work buddy, therapist, your life coach. Ask them, how do I come across when I'm stressed? And then the key, shut up and listen to what they have to say. You'll learn a lot. Maybe cry a little, but it's fine. Growth is not an easy road to go down. There are ups and downs, hurdles that you will have to cross to get to the new and improved you. But you have to be willing to put in that time and effort. Number 4 is being mindful, but make it real. You don't need to meditate for 4 hours solid. Try this. Notice when you're provoked. Name your emotion. When you name it, you tame it. Breathe. Feel yourself where you're anxious in your body. Relax those muscles. And then respond instead of react. That's mindfulness in action. Also, cheaper than therapy. Though therapy is a fantastic tool for becoming more self-aware, I highly recommend it. 10 out of 10. Another thing, number 5, get curious, not judgmental. This is the golden rule of self-awareness. Don't ask, what's wrong with me? Ask, what's going on with me? You're not a problem to be solved. You're a person to be understood. We need to understand you, but most of all, you need to understand yourself. So here's my challenge to you. Start paying attention. Not just the big stuff, but the little stuff. Why did that comment bother me so much? Why do I keep procrastinating? Why do I say yes when I really don't want to? Start being the kind of person who questions their own patterns, not because you're broken or because you're looking for things to go wrong, but you're looking into these patterns because you're brave enough to evolve. You're brave enough to make those changes. Because here's the truth. The more you understand yourself, the less you sabotage yourself. The more you know your triggers, the less they own you. And the more self-aware you become, the more freedom you get. Freedom to choose your reactions. Freedom to align your life with your values. Freedom to stop repeating your old drama and start something new and exciting. So go ahead. Be awkwardly, uncomfortably beautiful, aware of yourself. It's not always pretty, but it's always worth it. Embrace that weird that is you. The world needs it.